In the annals of ancient history, where myth and reality often intermingle, lies the enigmatic figure of Nimrod and the legendary Tower of Babel. A story that has fascinated scholars, theologians, and historians for centuries. But what do we really know about this terrifying structure and the man who dared to build it? The Tower of Babel, as mentioned in the book of Genesis, is not just a biblical tale, but a symbol etched into the collective memory of our civilization. Its construction, believed to have begun around 2242 BC, was more than a monumental architectural work. It was a testament to human ambition, unity, and perhaps our hubris. Imagine a structure so bold in design that it was said to reach the heavens. A tower that not only changed the skyline, but also changed the course of human language and society forever. The story of the Tower of Babel is found primarily in the book of Genesis, chapter 11. It is set in a time after the Great Flood, a period rich in myth and legend. In the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, now present-day Iraq, our ancestors sought to build a city and a tower with its top in the heavens. This was not merely an architectural ambition, but a symbol of human unity and achievement. The Bible shows that all mankind spoke a single language, a factor that encouraged their joint efforts. But why did they build it? Ancient texts suggest a desire to make a name for themselves, to prevent dispersion across the earth, and perhaps to reach the divine. However, this act of arrogance, according to Scripture, did not please God. In response, He confused their language, causing them to no longer understand each other, leading to the scattering of people across the earth. Thus, the tower was never completed and the city was named Babel, a Hebrew word similar to confused. Enter Nimrod, a figure shrouded in as much mystery as the tower itself. Mentioned in the book of Genesis as a mighty hunter before God, Nimrod is often associated with the building of the Tower of Babel, although Scripture does not explicitly say so. His reign is thought to have been around the 21st to 22nd century BC, a time when civilization was re-emerging after the flood. Historical and archaeological evidence provides a fragmented picture of Nimrod. He is often portrayed as a symbol of defiance against God, a leader of extraordinary power, and a figure of significant influence in ancient Mesopotamian society. His story, intertwined with the tale of the Tower of Babel, has been the subject of many interpretations, from a rebellious king to an emblem of human progress. The Tower of Babel and Nimrod's role in its conception continue to be the subject of fascination, debate, and wonder in our quest to understand the roots of human civilization and our perpetual quest to reach the heavens. The Tower of Babel, according to biblical and historical accounts, was built using baked clay bricks, a significant advance over the stone and mud of earlier structures. These bricks were then cemented with bitumen, a type of asphalt, which was abundant in the Mesopotamian region. This technique represented an extraordinary step in construction technology at the time. The tower, often described as a ziggurat, a common form of temple in Mesopotamia, would have had a series of ascending platforms, each decreasing in size, leading to a shrine or temple at the top. This design was not only aesthetically pleasing, but also symbolically powerful, representing a stairway to the heavens. The construction of such a monumental structure would require not only advanced architectural knowledge, but also a complex social organization. It involved the mobilization of a large labor force, the organized production of millions of bricks, and the creation of supply chains for materials. This effort, which likely took place around the 22nd century BC, speaks to the sophistication and skill of early urban societies. But what prompted our ancestors to embark on such an ambitious project? The biblical account suggests a desire to build a monument to human achievement and unity, lest we be scattered over the face of the whole earth. This tower would be a focal point of a unified civilization, defying the natural order of distribution and diversity. However, historians and archaeologists offer additional theories. Some suggest that the Tower of Babel was an astronomical observatory, in keeping with the stars and celestial events. Others propose it as a political statement, symbolizing the power and extent of the ruler, perhaps Nimrod, over his dominion. The story of the Tower of Babel is also intertwined with the deep need of the human psyche to reach beyond our grasp, to explore and conquer. This ancient tale, whether steeped in historical fact or embellished over the millennia, captures the essence of humanity's never-ending quest for knowledge, power, and connection with the divine. The figure of Nimrod, as enigmatic as he is pivotal, looms large over the story of the Tower of Babel. Ancient texts and later interpretations paint him as a figure of immense ambition and power. Nimrod, whose name itself may derive from the Hebrew merid, meaning he rebelled, is often depicted as a king who sought to challenge the very heavens. In the context of ancient Mesopotamian society, a king was more than a ruler. He was a bridge between the divine and the mortal. Nimrod, in this role, might have envisioned the Tower of Babel as a manifestation of this bridge, a physical and symbolic link between earth and sky, man and God. The tower, in this interpretation, wasn't just a structure of bricks and mortar but a statement of defiance and human autonomy. The Tower of Babel, soaring towards the heavens, held profound symbolic significance. In a time when humanity was rediscovering itself after the Great Flood, it represented a collective aspiration for unity, strength, and identity. Each layer of brick could be seen as a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration. The tower's ambition was more than height. It was about the assertion of human will against divine authority. This ambition, however, according to the biblical narrative, led to a divine intervention that would forever alter the course of human history. The confusion of languages and the subsequent scattering of peoples across the earth transformed the Tower of Babel from a symbol of unity to one of division. This pivotal moment, dated by some scholars to around the 5th millennium BC, marks a significant point in our understanding of the origins of diverse languages and cultures. Interestingly, the story of the Tower of Babel finds echoes in other ancient cultures and mythologies. From the Sumerians to the Greeks, tales of towering structures and the consequences of human overreach are a recurring theme. These parallels offer a glimpse into the shared human psyche of the time, a collective grappling with the boundaries between human ambition and the divine order. In the shadow of Nimrod's ambitions and the towering presence of the Tower of Babel, we find enduring questions about our place in the universe. As we delve deeper into the enigma of Nimrod, we encounter a kaleidoscope of theories and legends about his death, each more intriguing than the last. Nimrod's end is not clearly recorded in the biblical texts, leaving a gap that generations of storytellers and historians have tried to fill. One of the most enduring legends comes from Jewish and Islamic traditions, where Nimrod is often depicted as a tyrannical figure. In these accounts, his downfall is sometimes associated with Abraham, who, according to legend, opposed Nimrod's idolatry. Some versions suggest that Nimrod was killed in a fiery death, a divine punishment for his rebellious nature against God. However, historical and archaeological evidence paints a less dramatic but equally fascinating picture. While there are no direct references to Nimrod's death in ancient Mesopotamian records, some clues hint at the possible fate of such a king. The discovery of royal tombs in the region, dating from around the 21st to 22nd century BC, provides insight into the burial practices and possible endings of kings like Nimrod. The city of Babel, believed to be the domain of Nimrod, has been the subject of numerous archaeological expeditions. These explorations have revealed remains of grand structures and city planning that match the period of Nimrod's supposed reign. However, direct evidence linking these finds to Nimrod or detailing his end remains elusive. Another angle comes from the analysis of ancient texts and inscriptions. Some historians speculate that Nimrod's end may have been the result of political turmoil or a power struggle common in ancient kingdoms. The final mystery of Nimrod, like the Tower of Babel itself, appears to be a mixture of history and myth. The biblical account in Genesis tells us of a united humanity, speaking a single language, and their collective efforts to build a tower that would reach the heavens. But this ambition would not last. In an act of divine intervention, God, perceiving their combined strength as a threat to the heavenly order, decided to confuse their language. This sudden confusion of languages caused chaos and misunderstanding among the builders. Unable to communicate, their work came to an abrupt halt. The once united people were now divided, scattered across the land, each group speaking a different language. This dispersal gave rise to the various languages and cultures that spread throughout the world, a key moment in the biblical narrative that explains the origins of linguistic diversity in human history. While the biblical story is rich in symbolism and moral lessons, tangible evidence of the tower's existence and subsequent fall remains elusive. Archaeologists and historians have long sought traces of this legendary structure. Some suggest that the Tower of Babel may have been inspired by ancient Mesopotamian ziggurats, massive, tiered structures that served as temples to the gods. The 꽍ᴜ, a ziggurat dedicated to the god Marduk in Babylon, is often cited as a possible real-world inspiration for the Tower of Babel. These ziggurats were marvels of engineering and spiritual significance, reflecting the religious and social hierarchies of the time. However, no conclusive archaeological evidence directly links any of these structures to the biblical Tower of Babel. Was the Tower of Babel a metaphorical tale, a reflection of ancient structures, or a lost historical wonder? The influence of the Tower of Babel on language, culture, and religion is deep and far-reaching. Linguistically, the Tower of Babel has been a metaphor for the origin of the world's various languages. The core of the story, a single language divided into many, reflects humanity's linguistic journey from ancient dialects to the rich tapestry of languages we know today. In the realm of religion, the Tower of Babel has been a powerful symbol in Judeo-Christian teachings, often representing the consequences of human pride and disobedience. However, its thematic core is not limited to biblical traditions. Variants of the story, with similar themes of human ambition and divine intervention, appear in other cultures and mythologies, suggesting a universal man who ponders our origins and the divine. But perhaps the most profound impact of the story of the Tower of Babel is in its ability to remind us of our common humanity. In a world often divided by language barriers and cultural differences, the tale prompts us to reflect on our collective journey as a species. From the linguistic diversity that colors our world to the artistic and architectural wonders inspired by this ancient tale, the story of Babel and its enigmatic king, Nimrod, continues to fascinate and intrigue. Despite advances in archaeology and historical research, the full truth behind Nimrod and his terrible endeavor remains shrouded in mystery. It is a narrative that not only chronicles human ambition and divine intervention, but also reflects our own struggles and aspirations. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.